It's the Health in the Real World podcast. It's time to start the show with Chris Janke as your host. Here to give you everything that you need when it comes to fitness strategies. We keep it simple and easy. It's your roadmap to get healthy. You don't need equipment and you don't need a gym. Just the right strategies to get you fit and trim.
Welcome to Health in the Real World podcast. We are here with my three special guests. I have Lenora Colarusso. Lenora, how's it going?
Hello, I'm doing great.
Kevin Miles. How you doing, Kevin?
Doing great, Chris. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. My pleasure. And Michael Diaz. Michael, how you doing?
Doing good, man. Awesome to be here.
All right.
All-Star Roundtable.
All-Star Roundtable. We're ready to go. So as we were just talking about before this, all four of us are fitness trainers, so very similar backgrounds as far as what we do. And we're just going to have fun. We're just going to kind of see where this goes. I have a few questions, but we'll see kind of how the interaction plays out. So let's start with you guys. Give a quick, brief introduction. Who are you? What do you do? What are you passionate about? How do you help people achieve their health and fitness goals? Michael, let's start with you.
Well, my name is Michael Diaz. I help busy parents regain their health and youth. And the reason why I help busy parents is they, have so many things to juggle in life. They could lose track of what's really important to be the best parent, best adult, for they could thrive with everything else that they got going on. I really hone in on mental health, try to tackle that as much as I can. To have a better understanding of why health and fitness and nutrition, all these complicated things that can be very simple for somebody to understand, to move forward and tackle everything that we want to succeed in life.
Sounds good. Kevin, what about you? A little background.
Hi, my name is Kevin Miles, and I've been involved in fitness for over 40 years, various ways. I've managed Gold's Gym and been a trainer off and on for that long of a time and worked on some magazines and stuff like that. Right now, I'm more into fitness information and education than anything, although I still do online training and coaching. So I create fitness education courses. I have a website called bodysport.com, which has articles on training, nutrition, motivation, that kind of thing. And I wrote a book called The Diet That Works. So I do nutrition coaching and training, but I like working with people and I like meeting other trainers. And there's such a need for fitness still. And I'm just trying to do my part and help people and motivate them and teach them a few things and learn from them at the same time.
Great. Lenora, what about you?
Hey, I'm Lenora. I am a mom of 5 and a grandma of 2. I have been in health and wellness since I'm 16. I'm 56 now. I live in a log cabin, 17 acres in Hillsborough, New Jersey. So I put the private and personal training. So everything just changed. So my main goal is working on that foundation, the nutritional aspect. And then from there, I find that a lot of the other aspects of health and wellness fall into place.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's like the foundation, right? You want to start there and then start to develop those healthy habits over time. Mm-hmm. Cool. I wanted to start right out of the gate. I have never asked my podcast people this question, but I think this would be fun. What is like the most off the wall thing you've ever had a client do to get out of a workout or to get out of an exercise, or any excuses that you guys have heard? And what did you guys answer? How did you guys answer that?
Well, I'll go first. It's not crazy, but it's not cheap to do personal training, as we all know. And I only have one more client that I go specifically to, but this client would actually pay to miss the workout. He's like, I'm just going to pay you. Don't worry about it. I know you're counting on the money. And she would tell me like a week in advance, like, I'm just going to pay you. And she's not like rich, but I have to say that's probably the only crazy thing. I like to think that people like to work out with me so much that they don't make excuses.
Nice.
I don't know if it's true or not, but that's the only thing I can think of. What about you guys?
Yeah, I haven't really had anyone do something like that as far as to get out of a workout or something, but I did have one situation where I met with a guy for the very first time, and he sat down and he said, "Okay, I just want to tell you right now, I just had 2 Big Macs because I know you're not going to let me have them after today." So, and I just like sat there, so, okay. So that was kind of interesting, and people always want to make fitness still fit what they wanted to do, but nothing as far as getting out of a workout. But I thought that was pretty funny.
That's pretty good. I like that one. Michael, anything with you?
Since I just started, I don't have anything out of the ordinary, but it's just like, I mean, maybe alcohol in the system, exhausted, trying to back away from a workout and not sticking to it. Or I've had clients that I was about to work with, and they did the flip side of, like, as if they thought, the opposite of what I taught was better. Like, oh, I get so much energy out of eating bread and pasta and all these unhealthy stuffs, and I'm just like, I'm trying to make sense for them, but keep it professional.
Yeah, right. It's funny with me and my clients, we have kind of an ongoing joke of the stall tactics. Actually, a lot of my clients want me to write a book called Stall Tactics: How to Get Out of a Workout. And it's like bathroom reading material, right? Leave it on the back of your toilet or something. But you got, of course, number 1 and number 2, stall tactic number 1 and number 2. You have you bought the app where every time your heart rate gets above a certain beats per minute, it automatically unties your shoes. Let's see what else. That was a good idea. One of my clients had that idea. You hire somebody, you go on like some website and hire somebody to call you at 8:45 when your workout started at 8:30, because that's going to be right when you start getting into the harder part of the workout. But I think I bring this up because I think it's interesting how psychology works. And Michael, you mentioned that you work with the psychology of the individual, and it's fun. Like we can joke around about it, but I think there's also something to it, right? Like there's something that we know, and anybody who's healthy and fit and has been for years, it's like it's automatic at a certain point because of what's going on upstairs, right? And what would you guys say as far as any kind of mental, what do you say to yourself to keep you going? Like what have been the internal conversations that you've had with yourself over the years that have helped you achieve your health and fitness goals?
I feel like it's a privilege to be able to do what I do with my body. And I don't know if we spoke about this when I was on your podcast before, but being through adversities makes me realize how grateful I am to have the strength, the discipline. So to wake up every day and do some kind of movement, you don't want to lift weights every day. That's not the point. But to do something for your mind, body, or spirit every day is something that I think is necessary, whether it's just 10 minutes out in nature, walking, or whatever. But it's just about forming new habits. It's not an overnight thing. Um, it's repetition and it's habit, forming a new good habit.
Lenore, you said you've been doing it since you were 16. You always had a passion for it.
Correct.
What would you
Yes.
say you wish you knew back then when you were like 20 to give back to your clients today?
Not be so hard on yourself. There's going to be those days where you just don't feel good. But when I
Right.
say active rest, I mean do some mobility, do something for your mind, do some kind of meditation. Like I said, go out and take a stroll, a walk for 10 minutes. What I did back then was just beat my body into the ground. So it has not been a linear path at all. I mean, I'm still learning. I will learn every day. But I beat myself. I'm going to the gym. I'm going to eat so much protein. I'm going to, you know, but I'm stronger now at 56, taking a step back. We tend to go into things like, boom, we're going to do this. And that's an easy way to learn to quit, easy, because it's just too much. So, have a plan. Don't beat your body up too much. You need all the other aspects of those pillars. You need mobility, you need balance, you need good sleep, you need a good support system, you need a good community. There's so many other different aspects to total health and wellness. I hope I answered your question.
All right, I totally agree. Like for me today, I felt like I didn't do enough, and I was telling myself, well, I'm gonna go hard in my workout today, but my mindset was already triggered. Was just like, no, you're not. You're just gonna enjoy this 30-minute workout without beating yourself up, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and you know what? Your intuition is never wrong. It's just we don't listen to it because the big ego takes over so quick. But
No.
that first little voice that comes to you, that voice that said you weren't ready, you were feeling kind of crappy, listen to the voice, don't overrule it. Do something to nourish yourself. Eat really good food, do something. So you made the right decision.
Nice. Kevin, what do you think?
I think for me, I understand that some of us just enjoy this. And so that's the easy part. If you really enjoy working out and training, and I've always had that, but along the way, you discover that you get a lot more out of it than you ever imagined you would, as far as other benefits beyond your initial goals of whether it was getting bigger or stronger or losing a dress size or getting ready for a class reunion or whatever. So what motivates me now is telling people stories and reaching those people that haven't yet been reached from fitness, just from the standpoint of understanding how important fitness is, and because you see how necessary it is with so many people that just haven't found their way and they're unfit and their bodies are failing them, and there's some of them are trapped in their bodies. And like, so when I hear Lenora tell her story, that's motivating to me to want to tell her story and reach more people through her. It's, her being 56, having 5 kids, going through what she's gone through before, showing people that's it's still possible to do great things, and doesn't matter what age you are, and there's no limits. Like, I'm 61 and I've been doing this for a long time. And one of my sites basically focuses on redefining what aging is so that it's not a negative and you can actually get better. You can still be so capable and so functional. And a lot of people don't know that their reasons for going to fitness are different, or they never get there until something's wrong. And so I'm motivated now to help and reach them. And so it's not always me needing to work with them directly, but just and tuning them with people like Honora, people like Michael, who can help them and motivate them and give them that sense of guidance that they need to do some important things, and let them know that these are important things, and let them know that they are important so that they can get some results from it.
Nice. It's I'm thinking a lot about this recently because today's January 6th, and there a lot of people are very outwardly motivated, right? It's like sort of the time of year to get fit and healthy. And I think as a trainer, I'm always thinking, how can I improve? How can I get to the next level? Not compared to anybody else, but just compared to where I was yesterday, last week, last month. And so I kind of wanted to turn the direction toward what's happening now. What do you guys tell clients or potential clients about this time of year? New Year's resolutions or anything like that, because it just seems like it's like in the water right now. It's like everyone's setting a resolution and everybody's wanting to get fit now. We've seen the statistics on that, of course, and how long that lasts, but how do you get it to stick? Like, what are the secrets that you guys think?
I don't believe in resolutions. I have a hard time with that. I feel like I used to coddle, but I don't really coddle anymore. I mean, like, resolutions are so absolute, and we fail. We make this resolution that's so unattainable, and then within 2 weeks we're out of the gym and we're eating worse than we ever have been before. So I like to focus on small little goals that are attainable, goals that you can make specific. For instance, a nutritional client that I have was using 4 teaspoons of sugar in her coffee. And I said, let's just work on using 3 teaspoons of sugar. It took 2 weeks for her to do that. But if I bombard people with too many goals, they're going to not achieve them. So I propose to make small, little, achievable goals.
I would have to totally agree with Lenora. It's not even the secret sauce. It's just keeping things simple, right? I mean, when we bombard people, they don't continue with the process. They don't enjoy the process. And she's absolutely right. The resolution, especially during this time, I think, especially with COVID on top of that, is just like causing a lot of stress, a lot of depression. A lot of people lost their jobs. A lot of people have went through some serious struggles. And I was mentioning this on social media. It's just like, give yourself a break. Don't worry about the New Year's resolution right now. Maybe later on this year when things have more understanding of where we're at, because we're all dealing with this together, is, just keep things simple. Keep things that are familiar, or focus on the small gains, something that sticks to you. If you want to do something that you find interest in, that it's, let's say, kayaking or just going on a 10-minute walk, just something small, something simple is what really matters.
Yeah, I personally love this time of year because at the very least, it's a reminder for people that, hey, I need to do this or make it important again. But I totally agree with you guys in that people overwhelm themselves and try to do too much and make unrealistic expectations of themselves. And again, I challenge them to just set up goals that you can achieve and make them positive, make them specific, little action steps that you can take. Now, I remember once being on the treadmill at Gold's Gym, and the girl behind me was talking to her friend. She says, "Yeah, I've been here 2 hours today, and I'm gonna be here 2 hours tomorrow, and I'm gonna go 6 days a week, and this, that." And people forget the body only can change so fast. So going 6 days a week, 2 hours a day isn't going to get you better results than going 3 times a week, an hour a day. It's do something that you can consistently maintain. And it's better to do that, something that's sustainable. Then that way you don't feel like you failed when you go from 6 days to 3 days. You're just doing something that you can do and that's important to you. And that's still going to work well for you.
Kevin, I love what you said about starting slow, being more realistic. I took the last 3 weeks of 2020 off from working out. I didn't do anything. And so it was what's today? Wednesday. 2 days ago was my first workout. So January 3rd, 4th, whatever it was. And I've been in fitness for years, decades. And even then I did maybe 15 minutes. And then yesterday I maybe did 25. And today I probably did 30, 40. And it's funny how, like you said, the person who thinks that they need to do 2 hours. Well, if you do 2 hours, you're not going to have anything to adapt to later because you're setting the bar so high, right? So you're already here. It's like you're going to get a tremendous benefit from just going right there a little bit. And then you're here, you get used to this, and you're going to get tremendous benefit from just going up to here. So I think that's one thing that people don't realize is that all you have to do is be better than you were yesterday or last week, or, just gradually. And we all know the concept of progressive overload, adding more weight to the bar. That also includes adding more time to your cardio or more intensity, right? And that's all it is. It's little by little. And eventually, we're going to reach a point where we look back and go, wow, I've really come a long way. But we never really get there. Like you said, Lenora, right? You're still learning. We're all still learning and we're all still on the journey. But, you kind of get to a point where you're like, all right, I think I figured out a lot of stuff, still going, still taking steps, but I think I figured out a lot of stuff that will help me on this journey. But all right, guys, I want to give you guys a chance to not only, give your websites and stuff, but also talk about what is inspiring you. So we'll kind of wrap up with this. What inspires you, and like what direction do you see yourself going, your career, your health, anything you want to talk about, and then how people will get in touch with you if anybody wants to learn more about what you're doing.
I feel like society has failed us miserably on what's important. Our ancestral practices, things that have been working out back in those times before agriculture was high in demand, things like that. And, just practice on meditation, trying to get at least 10 minutes in a day. Because I know if that makes a big difference for me through the adversity that I went through when I lost my job, when I lost my home, and that was something that I started to do new for me. So I could only imagine what it could be for everybody else. And back to what we were just saying throughout the whole time is just be easy on yourself, focus on the small gains, And other things that I'm working on right now that's been new is like Ayurvedic medicine, things that when we feel like we're a little imbalanced with our food, maybe we're not keeping things in moderation. So it could be a little bit useful to have that on the side and, getting our micronutrients and things like that. Oh, and there's also one thing I want to add, because I remember in the beginning, I didn't explain exactly everything I did. I stopped at mental health, but I help people with body weight exercise, calisthenics, yoga, meditation, and biohacking. And then I also mentioned Ayurvedic medicine. You could get in touch with me in social media. Right now, my profile link is Wellness Coach SF. And then I have a website at rwwfitness.com.
I'm every day just working on bettering myself to do better for others. I am focusing more, like I said in the beginning, I've done everything in my life. I have worked as a registered nurse. I am a nutritional counselor. I'm a Reiki master, a yoga teacher. And right now, because of COVID, I've been building a platform on TikTok mostly. And that is something that's helping me to get more clients for my nutritional counseling. I also spread the word about my podcast. And my podcast is pretty much talking to people. I do a health and wellness tidbit. I try to do it once a week. Right now, we're going to talk about the 4 agreements. I don't know if you guys have read that book, but absolutely changed my life about 18 years ago.
It's an awesome book.
Yeah, I mean, you keep rereading it because you will always get something out of it. So I'm going to take each agreement, and me and another woman is going to talk about her thoughts about it. But my podcast also is about people who have overcome adversities and what they're doing in their lives now to help others or themselves. So I'm working on that. Just like you said, Chris, just try to be a tiny bit better than you were the day before in any aspect. Anything is, and you didn't get here overnight. People want to have it yesterday. They want to take a pill. They have no patience. You didn't get to where you are overnight. Just be patient with yourself. My website it's anudonandj.com. And you can find my number there, my Google number, my podcast, my YouTube, all my stuff. So, and thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
Awesome. I'm still trying to continue to prioritize my own personal fitness and get all my workouts in and eat well or better, coming out of this holiday season. I know I can eat better and do better with that. I'm trying to expand a lot of what I do in terms of reaching more people. So I'm working on more fitness education courses. I've done some general stuff. I've done some contest prep coaching ones, but now I'm doing some more corporate related ones. And I have 2 Zoominars coming up this weekend. So just expanding the reach and trying to go and find those people that maybe don't think fitness is for them, or that it's something that intimidates them still, and instead of letting them come to me. And they don't have to necessarily come to me, but just empowering them to at least start this, because you can see what the effect is as we get older in terms of our friends and parents and relatives and coworkers, and we see the effects of not being fit and not taking care of yourself. And if I can help prevent people from getting to that point, then that's a big goal for me. So one of my websites, 50 Plus Club, is geared towards redefining what aging is through fitness, and showing examples and information on how to maximize and get into your 40s, 50s, 60s, and beyond, and still be very functional and fit. So you can find me mostly at bodysport.com, and that'll link to everything else that I do. It's kind of a lot to just remember on here, but bodysport.com, you find me there, and say hi, and I might be doing some articles soon on the 3 people you see with me here.
Sounds good. Well, Kevin Miles, Michael Diaz, and Lenora Colarusso, thank you guys so much for joining me today. Health in the Real World. You guys are doing great stuff. Everybody watching, go check them out. I'm Chris Janke. Thank you guys again so much for joining.
Thank you.
Take care, guys.
Thanks for listening to the Health in the Real World show. Make sure to like and subscribe and comment down below. Visit mycorebalance.com to learn more.